I'm at Groundlings Theatre with Chuckie, the writer and director of independent horror film The Shadow of Death. So what inspired you to start writing Shadow?
I compose music and I write music, and I wanted to get into the horror genre because that's what I'm a massive fan of. And I started trying to apply for jobs to score for horror movies, and I had keep getting a few people say, yeah, you can do this, you can score this, you can write it and stuff, and nothing came from it. And it just, I did a couple of songs for a couple of movies here and there, and it got to the point where I was just like, I'm just gonna do this myself. And just all of a sudden, just like, right, I'm going to write a movie, and I just literally got a pen and paper out and started writing a movie, and wrote like 6 pages, and I just looked back and I was like, okay, that's a beginning, a middle and an end. Okay, and then I went back to it and I wrote 25 pages and just kept going, and I was like, I'm going to make a movie, started talking to my friends about it, oh yeah, great idea, and it was going to be very much more of a Bad Taste Peter Jackson style with like just my friends doing it, and it went off on a whole new thing after a while.
That's really cool. Yeah, so who would you say your directorial influences? You mentioned Peter Jackson, but is there anyone else you would say that you admire?
Yeah, there's loads of people. Tarantino, he's good in a lot of ways. Robert Rodriguez, but there's people who their first movies, like Peter Jackson's Bad Taste, Robert Rodriguez's El Mariachi, and Sam Raimi in Evil Dead. And just the way they made them is quite an influence, and it's kind of not Hollywood terms. Especially Peter Jackson just filming for weekends for 4 years for Bad Taste, and seeing that people can actually do that, it's like, well, I'm sure I can do that as well. And Death Proof had come out just around the time I was thinking about making a movie on Planet Terror. Yeah. And also how they did that whole grindhouse, and I was like, well, I can get a camcorder. Someone gave me a camcorder, and so we filmed a couple of death scenes already, which aren't in the movie, just in this mini DV camera. And I put the whole grindhouse sort of effect on it. I was like, well, if I can make a movie look worse with this camera, it actually might come out looking better. And I just figured that would probably work. So, yeah. Sorry, I was going off on a bit of a tangent there.
No, it's definitely evident you've got a grindhouse feel in the film. So.
Yeah.
Really cool. Okay, so how did you go about casting the film? You said you had your friends involved, but did you actually go out there and get actors after?
Yeah, I actually did put a thing out on a website, a casting call, sort of just saying, I'm making this movie. There's no money in it to get paid. I was completely honest, I want to be above. I don't want to be, that's the thing what I found, especially when I was trying to make a movie for writing music for people. People just say stuff to you just to get you involved with stuff, but a lot of times it was lies. And I'm not like that, I'd like to be completely honest. So I'd say to people, there's no money, there's no, I've never done it before. I'm going to film with a camcorder, and I'm just going to make this film. And I had about 300 people who wanted to be in it, and it's just crazy. So I started just shortlisting it all down, and then people just came on board. Jane West, who plays Jamie, she is Andy, who's the sound location guy. His girlfriend, and he said, "Oh, my girlfriend acts." Oh, okay, and I met her, and I thought, well, I don't know. Then we just people came on board. It's just kind of a weird thing, and yeah.
Great. Yeah. How long did it take to shoot?
Started in, like I said, it was weekends. Is that very much that, again, that Bad Taste thing? Because that is the way I could do it. Because obviously I've got my dad, all the kids and stuff, so I look after them in a week, and I work as well. So I started in April. Then it would have gone into June, maybe April, May, June. Yeah, probably about 3 months at weekends, and the odd bank holiday Monday, because around May, bank holidays. So yeah, I think I did, because I've saved it on my hard drive, so I'd look at it and I'd go through, oh, that's Saturday, that's Sunday. I think I ran it up to probably like 19 or 20 days. Okay. If you're going to put it all together, condense it.
Cool. Yeah. So what do you enjoy the most about the filmmaking process?
Directing, I think. I like everything, actually. I liked every aspect of it. I found it all relatively easy. The writing stage was great because it's just in your head, and try and do what you can with an idea without saying car explosions and things like that. So I enjoyed that. That's just me, a personal thing for me. It's just me in my head. Then going into filming it, I love filming it because I actually shot it a lot of it myself, and I like the editing, and I like the direction, and I like the scoring as well. So I don't know, I think everything really. But I did enjoy directing quite a lot. Yeah. But it's a nice way just getting people together and do stuff. I think.
Yeah.
pretty
you
good.
could like have your own vision of the film and then it's fully in your control and you shouldn't have anyone telling you what to do next.
No, nice. Yeah.
Okay. And as a fan of horror, what do you think is more important in a horror film, suspense or gore?
Depends on the actual movie. Yeah, it depends on the actual film and what it's supposed to be. If it's a thriller or something on more thriller terms, then I'd say more suspense and stuff. Or if a haunted movie, more suspense. Gore stuff, yeah, gore, maybe zombie movies and things like that. So it depends on the movie and maybe the movie maker, I think.
So do you think you've achieved a good balance in your film with both of those elements?
Yeah, I didn't even attempt to try and do scary stuff because I just think I couldn't really do it. But I knew, because I was scoring it myself, that which came in a great thing to do. Because when I was filming, I could be like, oh, don't worry about this bit. If we can't, I can't hear you here. Don't worry about this because I'm going to score this bit now. So I knew. I think with suspense-wise, I think I've got a bit of an eeriness going on to it because the score goes hand in hand with the picture. So yeah, and gory-wise, yeah, it's a nice score in it. Yeah.
It's great. Yeah. So what are your plans for Shadow now? Are you going to submit it to any UK horror festivals or somewhat outside the UK perhaps?
Yeah, I'm going to try and do as much as I can. I think, like you said, actually, the horror festivals, I think will do quite well. I'm going to submit it to all of those sort of things first. And obviously other things like maybe cult festivals or independent film festivals, where I think people who put them festivals on who believe in people who, like myself, doing sort of independent films would appreciate it. So yeah, I'm going to try and submit as much as I can and see what happens.
Yeah, well, all the best with that anyway. And so have you got any future projects coming up?
Yeah, we've got another script written already, which I could say a little bit about, which is a zombie film. It's a zombie comedy, which is always hard to do, especially in England, without people saying Shaun of the Dead. So we've tried to stay away from that as much as possible, but still making a unique idea of it. It's kind of like, imagine if the Goonies were in a housing estate and they met zombies.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. And also staying away from what's that other movie? Attack the Block. Attack the Block.
Yeah.
We're trying to stay away from that as well, so it's like, you know. Also, there's another movie I've started writing already, which we're going to continue writing in a couple of days' time. About two security guards, and one's got a paranoia about UFOs, and the other one's a new father, and he's very tired, and he kind of becomes a little bit paranoid. The other guy kind of rubs off on him, and they're just stuck in this building all night long, and it's what happens to those guys. That's it really for the moment. Oh, and also Craven and the Devil Worshipping Doggers. At some point we're going to make that.
Right, okay. Sounds interesting.
Obviously you need to watch Shadow of Death to know who the character of Craven is. But we're going to try and do that. But obviously, after this movie comes out and goes around, it'd be great to actually get funding for the film. So hopefully we can get people to see the movie, and if people like it, maybe people will take interest in us and say, what else have you got, and help us along the way.
Yeah, great. So what advice would you give to any inspiring independent filmmakers, like, from your own experience?
Well, I wasn't even an aspiring filmmaker, which is just the weirdest thing. I wanted to actually just write music for films, and I just thought I could do it, like I said. I think that's what you've got to do. You just got to go, okay, I'll do it. I had to kind of build myself up mentally to do it, because it's one of those things like, can I actually make a film? My wife said, what do you know about directing? I was like, oh, I'll get some books and I'll start reading it, which I know sounds ridiculous, but from doing that and watching behind the scene DVDs and things like that, and just watching a lot of movies, you can get a feel of how to make films. And I think if you really want to do it, you have to just do it, rather than be one of these people, which kind of pissed me off in the first place, that oh yeah, you can score my movie. Oh, actually no, I'm not going to make it now. Oh, okay, right, you know, just do it.
Yeah.
That's it.
So it's better to control it all yourself, definitely, have your own artistic.
I think if you, a lot of people obviously start with short films and build themselves up, or do TV adverts and go into like feature films, which is obviously a good way of doing it, because you're learning your craft as you go. But I think just do it. That's all I can say, really.
Okay, great. Well, thank you very much, and good luck with Shadow of Death.
Okay,
and
thank you very much.
Keep your eyes peeled for Shadow of Death.
Thank you very much.